61 voters participated in the exercise by having their voter transfer applications processed by the Commission to registration centers that reflect their current or anticipated place of residence, employment, or business. This means that of these, the names of these 60,706 voters will not appear in the voters' registers for the centers they initially registered, but their names will appear in the voters' registers for the centers where they have been transferred to. Allow me to speak briefly on the voter transfer challenges. The Commission is to report that the exercise of transfers was not without challenges. On 14th March 2025, you will recall that the Commission issued a press statement informing the public that in the course of the voter transfer process, it received reports that some voter transfer applications had failed to be processed. The initial reason cited was that the records of the applicants could not be found in the preliminary voters register. You will also recall, ladies and gentlemen, that in that statement, the Commission assured all registered voters that their records are intact and that no record of duly registered voters was lost or was missing. The Commission also made an undertaking that it would conduct an inquiry into the failed voter transfers and that it would rectify the problem to allow all those that presented themselves for transfers to have their respective transfer applications completed. The Commission instituted a voter registration data quality assurance exercise to obtain assurance on the completeness of the voter registration data before making the voters register available for inspection and verification by stakeholders. Now, the Commission wishes to report the following. Number one, a total of 6,288 registration centers out of a total of 6,331 registration centers recorded a zero variance. This is an indication that the manually compiled voter registration statistics using the end-of-phase cumulative voter registration statistics slips matched the voter registration data in the database and the preliminary voter register published by the Commission. Therefore, there are no issues that require further action in these 6,288 registration centers. Only 43 registration centers recorded variances. These 43 centers read a cumulative positive variance of 2,563 voter records. A positive variance arises where the manually compiled voter registration statistics based on the end-of-phase cumulative voter registration statistics exceed the voter registration data stored in the database and published by the Commission. This variance occurred because the 2,563 records had not yet been loaded onto the database and therefore did not form part of the preliminary voter registration statistics as published by the Commission. It was also found that a total of 19 cases were raised during the voter transfer exercise where voter transfer requests not be processed at the center due to the fact that their records could be found in the system. The Commission wishes to inform the nation that all these records were traced and are confirmed to be available. All Form 1A booklets used for storage of duplicate voter registration certificates during all phases of the voter registration were accounted for. On 2nd April 2025, the Commission held a meeting and, in view of the above findings, made the following resolutions. Regarding the positive variance of 2,563 records in the 43 centers, The Commission authorized the ICT Directorate to upload the identified exported data files bearing the outstanding records onto the Election Management System database. In view of the above-mentioned upload, the Commission now reports that the preliminary total number of voter registration records is 7,216,899. 7,216,899. These figures remain preliminary, subject to change as a result of the voter inspection and verification exercise. Regarding the failed transfers, to assist voters who attempted to transfer but failed, the Commission will conduct a targeted voter transfer exercise to facilitate the transfers of the 19 people that failed to have their transfers processed by directly contacting and inviting them to their respective intended centers to have the transfer effected. I should emphasize that this exercise will only target the 19 cases that presented at our centers and were recorded. This exercise will be carried out on 15th April 2025, and all political parties will be provided with further details regarding the centers where this exercise will take place. Allow me now to speak about the voter inspection and verification exercise. As mandated by the law, the Commission is now planning for the inspection and verification of the voters' register. In this process, the Commission will make the voters' register available for public inspection. This is to satisfy the requirements of Section 20 and 21 of the Presidential, Parliamentary and Local Government Elections Act, to provide electoral stakeholders, includes voters, political parties and observers, with the opportunity to view and verify all entries in the register. Section 20 provides that a voter's register shall be available for inspection during working hours at the offices of the Commission, or indeed at any place as the Commission determines. Section 21, subsection 1, the Commission shall open for inspection the voters' register for purposes of verifying the entries therein by voters, representatives of political parties, independent candidates, and observers. Subsection 2, the Commission to be posted a copy point to ensure they do inspect and verify their entries in the voters' register when we open the phases. This is also an opportunity for political parties to audit and verify through their party representatives that the list of voters at each and every registration center, the lists of voters at each and every registration centers are accurate, and that all voters that registered at the respective centers have been accounted for in the printed voters register. The Commission will place prescribed forms at all the registration centers to be used by each of voters and political parties to lodge any complaint relating to the entries in the voters register at that level. The Commission is mandated by law to determine every complaint or appeal relating to the registration of voters before the polling day. Therefore, the process should be fully utilized by individual voters, political parties, independent candidates and observers to bring to the attention of the Commission or observed irregularities in the voters register. The Commission will publish a formal notice of commencement of the period for the inspection and verification of the vote register, which will also include the places and the manner in which the voters' register will be made available. However, at a minimum, it must be emphasized that the voters' register will be available at each registration center where registration of voters took place. Allow me now to highlight key events that are happening in the calendar. There are quite a number of dates, but you indulge me to go through them again. 15th April, the targeted voter transfers. 13th to 15th May, first phase inspection of the voters register. 21st to 20 May, second phase inspection of the voters register. 20th to 31st May, third phase inspection of the voters register. 9th June, stakeholders consultative meeting with political parties on nomination system and processes. 10th June, consultative meeting with political parties, ICT experts on nomination system and processes. 10th to 22nd June, collection of local government election nomination forms. 18th to 19th June, pre-examination of local government elections nomination papers. 20th to 22nd June, presentation of local government elections nomination papers. 10th June to 5th July, collection of parliamentary elections nomination forms. 29th to 30th June, Commission meeting to consider approve local government candidates. 29th to 30th June, pre-examination of parliamentary elections nomination papers. 1st to 5th July, presentation of parliamentary election nomination papers. 10th June to 5th July, collection of presidential elections nomination forms. 29th to 30th June, pre-examination of presidential elections nomination papers. 1st to 5th July, presentation of presidential elections nomination papers. 9th to 11th July, Commission to consider and approve parliamentary and presidential candidates. 12th to 14th July, publication of duly approved and nominated parliamentary and presidential candidates. 4th July, commencement of official campaign period for 2025 general election. As I close, allow me also to mention that further to the activities that have been planned for, the Commission will be convening a NECOF meeting on dates to be advised, and in this meeting, the Commission will give a much broader report on the state of preparedness for the 2025 general election. I thank you all for watching and listen. God bless Malawi.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson of the Malawi Commission, for the elaborate presentation. Mbiri abampanda Malawi Electoral Commission chifukwa chofotokozera bwino uthenga wa Electoral Commission. Mundilole kupitirira ndi dongosolo lathu talero titenge mafunso kuchokera kwa atolankhani ngati alipo uthenga umene mwapereka lero. Ndi dongosolo lake ndilo kuti ofuna kufunsa mafunso muzibwera pamene ndayima pano mukafika mwina kutchula zina lanu kufunsa mafunso anu. Ndi ngati ndipempha mukweze dzanja kuti ndikupaseni mpata.
I wanted you to be straight to the point on this matter. Others might have joined while the press briefing had already begun. There was what speculation that several names are missing in the voters' roll. I'd like you to tell us how many are missing, how many have been recovered, and you also showed that you have set aside a special day on 15th of April for a targeted registration or verification. I wanted you to transfer that is. Could you be more specific on that and whether that is allowed for by law? Because we know that you've been saying this is everything that is done by law. We also would like to get a confirmation whether one of the commissioners, Francis Kasare's name, is among those that was missing. Lomwe also kuti likhale nchichewa kuti ena atimve mumveka bwino mwachuchuchu komanso munji kodi ndi mayina angati omwe anasowa mkaundula onse omwe apeza chinachitika ndi chani komanso kodi mmodzi mwa omwe anasowa mkaundulamo ndi akomishonala wanu omwe muli nawo kutsogoloko a Francis Kasaira. Mafunso oyamba ndi amenewo.
So, allow me to take several or you respond as they come. Okay.
Zikomo kwambiri ine ndi Patrick Jere kuchokera ku Umuntu FM. Ndimafuna ndititsa kunena zoti pamene mukukhazikitsa ndondomeko imeneyi pamene kupita kumapeto. Pali alimi ena onena zoti anali kumafamu pa nthawi imene amasintha malo sindidziwa zoti ngati make mayika ndondomeko yotani yolingalira makamaka kuti alimi amenewa mwina azalembetsa kapena ne zoti azavuta nawo ku chisankho chimene chikuti mfundo ina kapena zoti funso lina ndilokhuzana ndi posakhala ndondomeko ya chuma chaka chino inayika ndithu ndalama kuti ithandizire ntchito imeneyi mwina muchite zotani kuti anthu amvetsetse kuti mayeras amene akhala kuchitika makamaka pa kusowa kwa mayina azabwino ziko.
My name is Mike Arnold Balale from PLFO. My name is Mike Arnold Balale from PLFM Radio and Great Dominion Television. Madam Make Chair, you have given us a calendar of events as they come as we approach September 16 elections. Now, one issue that comes to my mind is you have spoken of opening official campaign that has been set aside. Now, we know that this is a commission that follows rules, regulations, laws, and then there are times when some of these are breached or violated. Would you clarify what it means when you say official opening of campaign? Because it appears a lot of people are already on the campaign. Now, if there are violations, are there punitive measures that the Commission will institute? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Honorable Chairperson. Because of the use of Chichewa and English, I would request that maybe you respond to the set of questions that have been put forward, then we'll come again for another. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Zikomo Lili, chifukwa cha mafunso amene abwera. Thank you for all the questions. Ndiyambire ZBS Alex Banda. Mwina ndimawerenga ndimangazanga mufulumira ndemo ndilola kuti ndibwerezenso kuti timvetsetsane. Mukufotokoza kwanga ndinanena kuti tikuchita ma voter transfer nalandira maripoti kuti anthu ena amene anabwera kupange ma transfers anapezeka kuti sanakwanitse chifukwa chokuti mayina amapezeka, ndipo mmodzi mwa anthu amenewo ndithu anali Commissioner Kasaira amene ali kutsogolo kuno ngati mmodzi mwa ma commissioners Malawi Electoral Commission. Talandira maripoti amenewo tinakhazikitsa kafukufuku data assurance. Ndilolenso limene ndifotokozere kuti ntchitoyi ikachitikabe inene event chifukwa choti tikanena kuti kugwira ntchito yotsimikizira mayina nkaundula timakhala kuunguzaso register yonse kuti tione kuti kodi mayina onse alipo amene alembetsa kapena pali ma mistake ndi marazi ndi zina zotero. Tidagwira ntchito imeneyo monga nafotokoza masenta athu onse anali 6,331 pa masenta imeneyo 6,288 anapezeka kuti marecords onse ali bwinobwino ali intact, koma center 43 inapezeka kuti marecords 2,563 sanapangidwe upload in the provisional voters register. Izi zimene zinapangitsa kuti mayina amenewa asapezeke mu records 2,563 muli mayina 19 amene ndi anthu amene anakanika kuti achite ma transfers. Ndipange confirm malo mwa Malawi Electoral Commission kuti libe dzina lina lililonse limene likusowa. Ndiyankhe mwina funso limene lili kuseri kwa funso lanu Alex Banda, palibe dzina limene lafufutidwa in the voters register. Mayina onse alipo, we have accounted for wina aliyense amene anadzapanga register. Koma ntchitoyi ndiyokuti ikupitirira. When we conduct the voter verification exercise ndimene tikupempha kuti munthu wina aliyense amene analembetsa abwere kuti adzaone yekha kuti kodi dzina langa latuluka bwinobwino, latulukadi ku center imene ndinalembetsera kumene ndinapangira transfer. Briefly, Mr. Banda from ZBS, no names are missing in the database. No name has been deleted in the database. Commissioner Kasaira, along with the 18 other people who wish to transfer but were not able to transfer, their names are in the database and they will be able to finalize their transfer processes on the 15th of April when we have set aside time to assist those people. As I've indicated in the data assurance quality control processes that we conducted, 2,563 records are the ones that were found to have not been uploaded in the database, but that has been rectified. So I can confirm on behalf of the committee that we have accounted for each and every record. Agachere Umuntu FM alimi komanso ali banthu ambiri ena amene mwina akanafuna kupanga transfer koma sanakwanitse. Koma mundilole kuti ndifotokoze mbuyo pang'ono kuti ma processes athu onse amene tigwira ntchito tikugwiritsa ntchito ndi ndondomeko zikuchokera kumalo. Lamulo limafotokoza kuti tichitekaye registration, tikapanga registration then timatseka, then we do transfers, then we are going to inspection and verification. Kenako tikapanga verification kuti zonse zili bwinobwino, we print the final voters register and pamene ate kufotokozerera kuti voter registration anthu athu alembetsa nambala ndi nanga sipano tikumanena kuti ndiyogwirira ndi provision, right? Koma at that point we'll be able to say this is the final figure for voter registration. Tikapanga choncho printa the voters register ndi pamene tikwanitse kuyachito ya ma nominations. Tikumbukire kuti for munthu kuti apange nominate nzake kuti ayime akufunika kuti akhale kuti analembetsa, komanso amene funa kuti ayime kuti apikisane nawo pa chisankho chimenechi afunikanso kuti nayenso akhale kuti analembetsa. Voters register chitithandizira zinsi mukaona mene ndondomeko imene inakhonza malamulo zinthu zimafuna kuti ziyende in sequence. Ndiye tikamaganizira zonsezi tikumbukira kuti chisankho chathu chili pa 6 September. Date ya 16 inakhazikitsidwa ndi malamulo, sikuti commission ili ndi mpata kuti ikhoza kunena kuti aita sintha date mpata umene upalibe. 16 September is set by the law. Kusonyeza kuti ma process athu onse amene tikupanga tikufunika tiziona kuti wati 16 uja tikwanitsa. Ndiye mwachidule sikukhala transfer extension chifukwa chokuti ma processes athu ayenda monga amene alilimo, komanso chilichonse mafunika chiyende mu nthawi yake. There will be no extension of the transfer exercise, Mr. Kachere from Untu FM, because we need to ensure we are conducting all the activities that to be done in preparation for polling on 16 September, which is a date prescribed by law, and the Commission does not have any discretion to change that date. So we need to ensure that all activities are being done first in accordance with the law, but also to ensure that we meet the target of 6th September 2024. Munali ndi funso lina kuti kodi budget ndi ma errors. I'm not too sure if I understood you correctly. Koma ndiye abe ndikukuona ngati mwina mmafuna mufunse kuti kodi ntchito imene takayi ndalama yake inalipo budget kapena. So I'm just going to speak it, Mr. Kachere. The Treasury has been providing resources for us, and they are adequate for us to conduct our activities, including the data assurance processes that we have conducted in the past 2 weeks, and also my processes for the voter inspection and verification. We do have the resources, the budget is adequate. Of course, we are also getting financial support and other technical support from under the basket fund with our development partners under the MESIP, just to indicate that we have the resources that are required for all our activities. Mbalale, PFLM, calendar of events and official campaign. Wazele kuti kumbali ya Malawi Electoral Commission, the Presidential, Parliament and Local Government Elections Act imachita kufotokozera kuti kampeni iyenda motani, ndipo mukakhala ndi nthawi mukaona kuti pa ndime 51 ndimene kufotokozerera ndithu kuti official, ndikanena kuti official, that is the word that is in the act. It is in section 51 subsection 1. Official campaign period shall be for a period of 60 days. Nkona tukunena kuti khala ndi campaign, official campaign from 14th July kupita kuchitsogolo. Mukafunsa kuti ena kuchita campaign ndipo mupangapo bwanji, ndikufotokozereni kuti tili ndi bungwe kaya ndi bungwe Registrar of Political Parties, muna ndi office of the Registrar of Political Parties. Ntchito yawo ndiyo yang'anira zochitika zina ndi zina ngati zinthu za mahandouti, kuti kodi anthu azipani, how are they conducting themselves. And prior to the declaration of official campaign, it is the Registrar of Political Parties who is responsible and not make. Ndemwe fuswena amene mungakhale nawo kupitirira pamene pondipemphe, you can engage Registrar Dentani, responsible for the office of the Registrar of Political Parties, kuti mwina akhoza kuyankha mwina mafunso amene mungakhale nawo about the conduct of political parties during this time. I hope I have answered all the questions, Sangwani.
Thanks so much, Honorable Person. We'll proceed and take the last 3 questions. So, if you would come here, line up here.
Thank you so much, Chair. My name is Suzy Uchted, representing Nation Publications Limited. You speak so well and quite assuring in terms of the voter register that all is well, it is intact. The other day, the leader of opposition in Parliament actually claimed that his office received reports that up to 1 million names were actually missing. I'm asking this question, Chair. It appears, the Commission is suffering from some mistrust, especially from opposition political parties. They do not just trust MEC. But when you look at the Commission, some of the commissioners are representatives of these political parties. How is the conversation like to ensure that political parties have full faith and trust in the Commission? My second question, I also want to hear you pronounce yourself on the decision for MEC to move the main terror center to the capital, Lilongwe, against the tradition where the main terror center is usually in Blantyre. What is wrong with the tradition? And lastly, I just want to also hear from you. I know that several MDAs are complaining in terms of funding cuts, and also I think some of the decisions that have been made somewhere in the US have really affected the flow of funding in Malawi. Also knowing that we're quite dependent on donors. How are you as MEC in terms of funding? Are you confident you'll be able to deliver your mandate given the levels of funding? Thank you so much.
Zinanga ndi Robert Chandirira from Blantyre Synod Radio. Fosolanga ndilokuza data yani mene muli nayo ngati MEC. Kodi mwakazikisa njira zanji kuti data yanu kapena kuti information ya safe kufika pa 16 September chaka chino, potengera kuti anthu kunjaku mwina akumakhala ndi nkhawa potekera akambirembere amene masuwa akumatha kumasokoneza data ya organization mani ndi mabungwe ena zomwambia.
Dzina langa ndi Bless Bomari kuchokera ku wireless ya Timveni. Ngani mafuna ndifunse kuti mmene mumayankha funso la Mr. Alex munafotokozerapo zonena kuti maina onse alipo mukaundula ngo mwina mwapanga ashuwa amalawi kuti chilichonse chilipo. Ndimafuna ndifunse na nkhani yonena kuti tikhale ndi nthawi yoti anthu azikaona maina. Ngati mukutsimikiza kuti maina odi mukaundula mwalima, nchifukwa chani mufuna kuti anthu adzipitanso akaone maina komanso mwina ena nkumafunsa kuti kodi sikungoononga misoneko bwanji osangowasiya anthu kuti adzangopita tsiku lomwe ngati mutsimikiza kuti maina alipo. Komanso funso lina nkumanena nthawi ngati imeneyi tiyerekeze kuti maina inaswaso muliso ndi mpata wina kuti mukoza kudzatenga kunena kuti mainaso mmene mukuchitira kuti awa amapanga transfer akhali kaundula masiku akalipo kutsogoloku. Komanso mutipanga ashuwa motani anthu kunjako kunena kuti zimenezo zitati zichitike bwino commission muzakhala kuti mukukwaniritsa zimwe kwambiri.
So mukwambiri chifukwa cha mafunso ndi ndapempha pa mpanda Malawi Electoral Commission kuti ayankhe. Unapochera mukamaliza kuyankha muperekeso mawu anu otsekera. Ziko mukwambiri.
Thank you, Sangwani. I'll start with Mr. Chite. Nations Publications. Ndi mwanena kuti leader of opposition claimed in Parliament that 1 million names were missing. I like the word you used, claimed. It was a claim the Commission has come to you and we are telling you kuti maina amene tinalembetsa ife ngati Malawi Electoral Commission maina onse lipo. I wish to speak on the issue of misinformation, which you, Mr. Chitete, being in the media space, you are very much aware of that it is one of the issues that not only the Commission but the entire world is grappling with. As a commission, we operate on the premise of transparency and accountability, and we provide information to the public and to our stakeholders so that everyone should know kodi kukuchitika chani and kodi tili process yotani ndipo process ikuyenda bwanji ndipo zikuyenda motere. Trust is a two-way process. As a commission, we are doing everything that we can to ensure that resources made kupanga zili pambalamba so that people are able to trust kuti resources zikuyenda bwino. If people choose to create mistrust, then that perhaps we also have to have a subject for another day. MEC is a corporate body. Ngakhale tili ndi nomination process for commissioners, it does not mean that the commission operates in political blocks. It does not. I wish to confirm to the House today and indeed to the nation that the commissioners work as independent persons, not as political representatives sitting on commission. And decisions of the commissioners are made as a corporate body, and as we are sitting here, we are sitting the Malawi Electoral Commission. Ntchito ya commission ngakhale ma commissioners nomination maina machokera ku zipani akabwera ku commission sikuti akuyimirira zipani, ndipo Malawi Electoral Commission simagwira ngati zipani. Mwina ndingofotokoza motero. Nkhani imene munanena Chitete ku parliament kunanenedwa kuti maina 1 million akuti asowa kapena afufutidwa. Commission yakufotokozererani ndipo ndibwerensenso motsindika kuti palibe dzina limene linasowa, palibe dzina limene linafufutidwa. Voters register ili intact. Tili munyengo imene anthu amatha kungoyambitsa nkhani imene ili yabwino pa zifukwa zosiyana-siyana, koma mawu amene mutagwire munthu ndikukhulupirira kuti ma headline anu akakhala oyenerera. The voters register is intact, ndipo pa dzina limene lafufutidwa kapena limene lasowa. Khala kuno ngati ma commissioners sitikugwira ngati anthu azipani, ndibwerezenso pamenepo ndipo timvetsetse kuti ntchito imagwiridwa as an independent and impartial corporate entity. Munafunsanso kuti chifukwa chani mental center tayichotsa ku Blantyre kubwera ku Lilongwe. So your question is why Lilongwe? So I'm going to ask you, why not Lilongwe? MEC is based in Lilongwe. This is our quarters. And MEC has made the decision to have the main tally center in Lilongwe because that is to be the convenient place, and that is how it is going to be. We cannot be bound by tradition. Just because traditionally it was in Blantyre, it does not mean that the MEC is bound, even though it is now premised in Lilongwe, to have the main tally center established in Blantyre. There was a question about funding cuts to other MDAs and also the Trump effects, particularly with the issue of aid. I mentioned before, Mundalole student fotokoze so motere kuti the Malawi government through the Treasury is providing the resources for the Commission. Budget imene inapangidwa appropriate, allocations are being made. All the major activities that the Commission is taking, they are being funded by the Treasury. And just to clarify or to provide clarity, the issues that are happening with the withdrawal of funding from the US have not affected or impacted the Commission. I've said the core activities of the Commission are funded through the Malawi government, and even the activities that we have slotted between now and polling, and in the event that we have run off, Parliament has already approved appropriated resources for us, and allocations will be made as when required. As I've indicated also, Tirindi project, our electoral support project, where our development partners are assisting us under the basket fund. My activities, there is not been any impact as we speak, and we continue in that manner. Robert Blantyre Synod Radio, we have data security protocols in place to ensure the security of our data at all times. For obvious reasons, I'm not going to go into detail in terms of what those protocols are, then they will cease to be security protocols. In place to ensure that data is secure at all material times. Team Veni, why are we conducting the voter inspection exercise? City Ungota taxpayers' money. No, we are not just wasting taxpayers' money. Mongana photocols akwayambirira muja. Voter inspection and verification is prescribed by law. Lamulo mena makonza ansatu akubalanti anachona choyenerera kuti tikhale ndi nthawi in the activities tipereke mpata kwa wina aliyense amene walembetsa kuti athe kubwera azatsimikizire kuti kodi dzina langa latuluka bwinobwino, dzina langa lilimo, kodi latuluka bwinobwino, dzina langa lili ku center mene ndinalembetsera, chithunzi chimene chatuluka ndi changa kapena chatuluka cha wina. Izi zimathandizira kuti aliyense akhale otsimikizika kuti registration yake yapangidwa capture bwinobwino. Munafunsa kuti chifukwa chani ngodikirira kuti kodi munthu azapange verify on polling. Izi zikhozobweretsa chipwirikiti. Imagine inuyo mwabwera kuti muzalembetse panopa our hours tizatseka 4 p.m. 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Nde mubwere 3 koloko for one reason or the other. Nde mupezeke kuti dzina lanu palibe. Nde mukhale muli pakala kufuna dzina lanu popezeka 4 koloko dzina palibe, mwakanika kuponya vuti. Ndiye kuti tisakhale ndi mavuto ngati amenewo, komanso tithe kugwira ntchito moyenerera. Tikufunika kuti tipange inspection koyambirira. Komanso lamulo likuti uza kuti we must provide the voters register to our stakeholders. Ndiye kuti ifeyo tipange voters register yoti sitinapange inspect tikhala kuti tapatsa chinthu chimene chisali incomplete. We need to have the inspection done. Once we have verified that the entries are correct and there are no errors, then we print the final copy, which we now use for purposes. For us, in terms of planning, we know that the center yapa BICC balantu 2000. Ndiye kuti tikamatumiza staff, tikamatumiza ma materials, ma ballot paper, tidziwa kuti we are providing for 2000 people. Chifukwa kuti ngati tisakudziwa ndiye kuti tikhozopezeka tabweretsa zochepa kapena zochuluka. Tikabweretsa zochepa tikafotokoza kuti apa simuthaso kuponya voti kandiwatha munenaso kuti sitinakonzekere moyenerera. So we need to have these processes kuti ntchito iyende moyenerera. Komanso munafunsa kuti itapezeka kuti munthu dzina lake palibe. I wish to inform you that we have multiple sources of the information. So we will have the printed voters register, but we also have our electronic database. Komanso ngati munalembetsa, ndikhulupirira munalembetsa sichoncho. Mene malembetsa anatulutsa voter registration certificate ziwiri. Imodzi anatenga, ina anapanga paste in a book. We also have that. So the basic point is we are able to rebuild the register in the event of China kuchitika, just to ensure that we have the information available. So allow me to just add as I close that when you think about it, the inspection and verification is the audit of the process itself. because at the end of the day, the product that comes out of the voter registration exercise is the voters register. How do you know that the process here in we know you audit the voters register to ensure winaliense amenana bwera kuzalembetsa dzina lake lilimo kuti mafunso ngati akubwera aja kuti anthu 1 million asowa nthawi yake ndime kuti aliyense asuzumiremo mu voters register kuti kodi akuti anthu 1 million asowa. Tinabwera pano kufotokoza kuti talemba anthu 7.2 million ndipo tinali ndi maduplicate 14,000 mukaphatikiza muona kuti masimu akuyenda bwanji. So ma political parties tinapatsaso collecting end of phase voter statistics so they know center yakuti pakweni okhala anthu akuti pakuti pali anthu akuti. When we provide the voters register for that center and iwowo ma records awo akusonyeza kuti pali anthu 1.8 ndefe tikukabwera ndi voters register pakuoneka kuti pali anthu 9,000 pakufunika pakhale mafunso sichoncho. That is the essence of the process to ensure the integrity of the process. Ndi amene akhala kumafunsa tufuna tipange audit tufuna titani nthawi ndimeneyi lamulo linakhonza kale ndithu kuti audit ichitike, just that it is called inspection and verification.
All right, let's go. I drank the whiskey from the bottle just to try and numb the pain away. I know the pain, I've been through sorrow, yeah. But I know that will never break me, break me, yeah. But I know that will never break me. I don't wanna be alone, yeah. I don't wanna waste my time. I don't wanna sing the same song, but I've been through a lot nowadays. No one really understands, though. Conflicted all the goddamn time. I can feel it in my soul. Try and numb the pain away. I know the pain, I've been through sorrow, yeah. But I know that will never break me, break me, yeah. But I know that will never break me, break me, yeah. But I know that will never break me.
Ku International Convention Center mu mzinda wa Lilongwe kuti apereke katira za ntchito yosintha malo oponyera mavoti komanso kupereka za zokonzekera za ntchito yona ndi kutsimikizira mayina mu kaundula wa ndi kunonso ife MBC amene timakupatsirani atsatani wa zokamba za wapampando ngweri tilekezeranso pomwepa ndipo tikubwera nyumba yathu youlutsa mawu komanso zithunzi. Ine dzina langa ndi Joyful Paliani, mwakoma nonse.
Ikoza kusinta zintu, ikoza kusinta zintu, voti yangu
bunge loendetsa
I drank the whiskey from the bottle just to try and numb the pain away. I know the pain, I've been through sorrow, yeah. but I know that will never break me. Break me, yeah. But I know that will never break me. Break me, yeah. But I know that will never break me. Don't know what you feel any minute, but I don't wanna be alone. Yeah. I don't wanna waste my time. I don't wanna sing the same song, but I've been through a lot nowadays. No one really understands, though. Conflicted all the goddamn time. I can feel it in my soul. I don't know what is the problem. I just know I need to solve. Slowly dying in my conscience. I don't know if I can stop it. Drank the whiskey from the bottle just to try and knock the pain away. I know the pain, I've been through sorrow, yeah. But I know that will never break me. Break me, yeah. But I know that will never break me. Break me, yeah. But I know that will never break me.